I'm coming, Falcon. Versus, put shoes on. Stop me here. Here. Where's your socks?
Socks.
Socks right here. Excuse me, Mia. What'd you do? You only got one sock. Where's the other one?
Fish reel.
No, not fisher reel. Where's the other sock?
Fish reel.
Your other socks.
Fish reel.
I'm not cutting your hair right now, okay?
Huh?
You heard what I said. All right, jump down.
No.
All right, get ready to go for a walk. Sit down. In the morning, I'm leaving for Eufaula. It's not that far. I think it's like a 5.5 hour drive, something like that. Which that's become almost like my relaxed time now, is the driving time in between tournaments. A lot different approach to the prepare for this tournament than I have in prior tournaments. I didn't over obsess over this event like I normally do. I normally like try to put in a couple hours of Google Earth study every day, tackle prep every day, watch videos a couple hours every day. I think a lot of times we mask lack of confidence and we mask insecurities with a want to overdo it, want to over practice, want to pre-practice, get up early every morning. And I think I was doing that a little bit. What? I'm coming to get you, man. Hold on. I told you if you got up there, you're gonna have to stay for a minute. Yeah, Pumpkin. And so I'm still searching for that healthy balance of being a beast, like working out, and kind of letting my confidence rule. So I think I need a hobby. I don't have a hobby. Fishing is kind of like a little bit of everything to me. So something I kind of had my mind on. I need to pick up something. Hold on, give me that basket.
Okay,
You wanna go outside?
sorry.
Yeah, we can go outside here in a minute though. All right, throw it in there. Good job. Throw one more. One more. Throw it in there. Good job. Come on, baby. Come on. That's it, baby. Come on. Come on. Wow. This is unacceptable, kids. Huh? This is unacceptable. Turtle's gonna eat you. He's coming to get you. Mia, don't unpack my clothes. No, don't unpack Daddy's clothes. No. Did a sight fishing video in a very, very long time. Right in the heat of the spawn here in South Carolina.
It's gonna weigh 12 pounds and 10 ounces here on day 2. And I'm telling you, man, it's been tough this week, but you had a big comeback day 2 here for me.
There's a conversation I've been wanting to have for a long time concerning fishing and if we're really athletes or not as professional fishermen. So for me, we as fishermen, the title as an athlete is far too shallow for us. So I do not think we are athletes. And let me explain that. I know that's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. My opinion, to be considered an athlete, what you do, the task at hand, athleticism has to contribute at least like 70% of what you're doing. Football players, tennis players, basketball players. Without athleticism, they can't accomplish anything. Us as fishermen, while athleticism does play a part, and I do think it's a huge advantage, and it's something that I think I actually want to build on. I think it's such a minute part of what we do that calling ourselves athletes is not a true description of who we really are. We are fishermen, just as an athlete is a basketball player, an athlete is a football player, an athlete is a tennis player, an athlete is a soccer player. We, as fishermen, our head category, I feel like, is outdoorsmen. So we as outdoorsmen are fishermen. Outdoorsmen can be hikers, outdoorsmen can be hunters. I feel like that's a more accurate breakdown. And one reason I feel like that's more accurate, at least for me, I played a lot of sports. I have played sports on at least a very competitive level. Should I say high level? That would not be accurate, I would say. Just high school sports. I was always so serious about fishing that sports fell to the wayside. I really think that we have so many layers as fishermen that corner us into this deal of athleticism is just way too shallow. An athlete, all he has to worry about is his opposition and what he can do. We as fishermen, professional fishermen, we only have offense from a competitive standpoint. Along with, we have to be concerned about our surrounding environment. We do have to be somewhat athletic and have some stamina. If you don't believe that, try driving a boat in five foot waves from St. Clair to Erie or just on Erie and see how exhausting that is. It's very exhausting, but it's just a small portion. There's plenty of overweight fishermen. It's just athleticism and physical stamina is I don't want to say the smallest part, but I think our mental capacity to compete for 8 hours is our strongest attribute. So that's why we are outdoorsmen. There's so many more layers to us as fishermen than to just box us in as an athlete. Think about it. We watch weather. We have to know what the weather is going to be now and 6 or 7 days from now, how that weather will affect our opponent, which is the bass in my position. So on top of that, you got to know how to operate a boat. You got to know how to operate electronics. You got to know how to drive across the country. You got to know how to back a trailer. We have a lot of layers as fishermen. You got to know how to speak on camera. You got to know how to answer questions. So I think we have far more layers as outdoorsmen and more specifically fishermen than an athlete. The athlete has no concern of what the weather will be and how that will affect. His goal will stay in the same place at all times. My goal changes all the time, even from practice to the actual event. So there's just so many uncontrollables as fishermen that I think to narrow us down to athletes is a disservice to us and to our sport and to our viewers, because I think the fact that we want to be categorized as athletes is actually holding the sport back, and that's taboo. You know, like, I think it's time for us to accept the fact that we're not NASCAR, we're not football, we're not basketball. We are who we are, and I think we should take care of us first before we start to reach outside of our industry. I think taking care of the people that are really crazy about fishing will spawn a movement of like, hey dude, have you seen those fishermen? That's a cool gang. That's a cool deal they got going on. let's be a part of that. I think that's will attract more people to our sport than us trying to fit in the box of normal mainstream sports. So that's just my 2 cents on fishermen being athletes versus us being outdoorsmen. I think that's what I think that's more accurate description, and it really is a more accurate depiction of the multi-layers that we have as fishermen, and the things that we can do, and the abilities and all the moving parts that are connected with the world of professional fishing. I think a more accurate description over being an athlete to me is being called an outdoorsman. So do what you want to with that. I know that is a super this is going to be a topic that probably I don't really do videos on opinion pieces that often, and this is definitely an opinion piece. So I'm curious to see what the feedback is going to be in the comment section on this one. Go ahead, feel free to let your thoughts be known in the comment section on this one. I don't ever do that, but just curious to hear what you say. If you say we are athletes, don't just say it. I need you to explain it. All right, cool, man.